All right. Looks like we're live on YouTube. Let's get going live on Facebook. Hello to everyone jumping in on YouTube. My name is Steve. I'm one of the instructors here on Melissa's team. Go ahead and post in the comments on what state you're in, what exam you're studying for, and I'd be happy to help you. Right, let's get Facebook's going too. All right. Let's see. All right. John. Just passed your 2:15 Saturday. Yes. Awesome. Yay. Great job. All right. James Brooks. Hey, taking your Tennessee property and casualty test on Thursday. Any tips? Kat in Georgia. Karina in Louisiana, life and health. Accident 103. Is there any place I can get flashcards to study for okay, so let's jump back. James, so you're taking the Tennessee property and casualty. Best tips for you, and this goes for anyone listening in any of the states. The best thing we can tell you to do to get the exact information that they test on in your state is to look up your state and exam content outline study guide. How you do that is you search the state you're in and then put the exam you're studying for, insurance exam content outline. So, James, you are Tennessee and PNC. So you're going to search in Google, Tennessee property and casualty insurance exam content outline. It's going to be one of the first Google results that come up within the first 5 typically. And I believe Tennessee is one of the states that the link you find will be by your testing provider, and it's going to be all the exams. It won't just be PNC. And you have to look through the big document, look at each of the headings. Typically, they like to start with the life and health first. So scroll past those and then get to where it says property and casualty or general lines PNC. And that's where you'll want to look. It breaks it down by section that they like to test on, and then everything within each of those sections. So then you can actually look and see, okay, do I know these definitions? Do I know the difference between, this versus that? It'll all be broken down for you on that chart. If you want a specific way to break all that down, the best thing to do is invest in yourself and get our gold package. Our gold package is going to be, 30 plus hours of video, whether you do the life and health or the PNC, broken down into the most tested topics, easiest ways to remember. So that's definitely the way you'll want to go. If you need more support than that, than just those videos, we do have a few tiers higher than those. And that will be what you'd want to go to if you need some more support beyond the videos. But I'd start looking at your exam outline and see how you're feeling. And if you need support beyond that, definitely think about investing in gold. So, Easy Empire, you said, is there anywhere you can get flashcards to study for the life test in Texas? So there are, we do not offer pre-made flashcards. Within the Gold Plus Live and Platinum series, If you have those two, then you can register for all of our live classes. I do teach a class on flashcard tips and how to make your own flashcards. Don't be afraid to make flashcards beyond definitions. Anything you're studying, if you're struggling with it, please make a flashcard for it. If you're missing quiz questions, make a flashcard for those quiz questions that you're missing. And go from there. There are places like Quizlet or like other, you can find pre-licensing sites out there that will do flashcards. When I did my pre-licensing for my PNC, my boss at the time bought me a pre-licensing course and said, hey, I'm going to, invest in you even more and do the course that has the flashcards. The flashcards they made were a joke. They were basically copied and pasted from the textbook onto index cards. They were not helpful at all. And he paid a significant amount more to get those pre-made flashcards. So I would say make them yourself would be the best way to go. As you're studying, make your own flashcards. Not only will you understand the card more, you'll want to use it more because you invested the time to make it. And by physically handwriting out the cards, you're remembering more just for the fact that you hand wrote it. That's another way your brain is processing that information, and it'll just be more beneficial to you in the end because you hand wrote it. Hi, Janet. Studying in Brazil. Very cool. Easy Empire. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Let me pull this up here. So if you're considering going with us and doing one of our courses and you're not sure what's included in each of the packages, bronze and silver are good for somebody who has been studying for quite a while. You may have taken the test once or twice and you keep missing your pass by just a few points. Bronze and silver are made for you. It's just a nice little polish on the content, enough to boost that confidence, fill in the gaps where you have gaps, and to get you your pass. Anyone else, we recommend starting with at least gold. Gold is, as I mentioned a little earlier, going to be 30 plus hours of video. If you do the PNC or the life and health, it's still right around 30 hours, plus or minus an hour here or there. For that content and video, you'll have like downloadable notes and charts that Melissa made within those courses. Now, if you go gold plus, it's all of that gold with the Insurance Exam Queen state specific study guide. So we'll say, hey, thanks for getting this course. Let us know which state you're in. Remind us which exam you're studying for. And I send you out a state specific study guide for your content. In addition to that, you would get the extra quizzes and exams to test your knowledge. So then you can go back and study areas where you're not doing so well. If you want Gold Plus Live, you get all of the Gold Plus with the ability to register for all the Insurance Exam Queen live classes and game nights that you'd want to register for. Platinum is everything Gold Plus Live has, with the ability to text Melissa and I in a study texting group that's exclusive to Platinum members only. So it's direct access to Melissa and myself. To remember all that, what I will do is in the chat in YouTube, I just posted the link. It's Gold versus Platinum. It'll show you a chart and explain all those in the form of a chart. If you're watching on Facebook, that chart is pinned No, it's not. Let me put that there. That link with a few others is posted to the top of the comments right now. So pin. All right. Now, if you're thinking, well, what if I think I want the Gold Plus or the Gold Plus Live? I'm not sure, and I want to start with Gold. Would I have to pay the full price for the Gold Plus Live? No. So any of our courses we have, as long as it's still active, you can upgrade to the next tier just by paying the difference. So you can register for Gold and think, you know what? I did want those live classes. You just log into your Gold course, click on the upgrade button, find the Gold Plus Live, click that button, add it to your cart. And when you go to the shopping cart, the money you paid, the $99 you paid for your Gold course comes off, and you only have to pay the difference in the two courses. If you're thinking, you know what, it's the holidays, the money's a little tight, I don't think I have the extra $99 to invest in myself right now. Think of it as that. You are investing in yourself. By not registering for our course, there are going to be times where you might not do as well on the exam and need to take it again. That's money out of your pocket that you're then paying for each additional time you have to take the exam. Our courses have a 99% first time, or not, sorry. Our courses have a not, I said 99 because it's Gold is $99. Our course has a 90% first time pass rate. 90% first time pass rate. And for those that need to take it again, they miss it by a few points that first time. Those that take it again for a second time, they also have a 90% first time pass rate, or 90% second time pass rate. So really, it really would benefit you to invest in yourself. However, holidays are coming up. I get it. And you don't think you have the extra $99 or more if you go with one of the higher tiers to invest in yourself. On YouTube or Facebook, I already have it pinned to the top of the comments. On YouTube right now, I'm posting it in. Here's the link to gift Gold. So, it's coming up on where the time of year where friends and family are going to start asking you, hey, Christmas is around the corner. What do you want for Christmas? What's something I can get you? The link I just posted is how to gift Gold. So someone can put in their name and their payment information, put your name and email, and they pay for your Gold course. And we get you enrolled in Gold then. Someone else bought you Gold. So you can share that gift Gold link with your loved ones that are asking you what they can do for Christmas. They can help you get your pass by gifting you the Gold course. Hi, Kimmy. Any questions out there? Comments, concerns? Did you just pass your exam? I love to hear about passing. Did you miss your pass by a few points? Let's talk about that so we can get you on the right path. Covering all three of their lives. So, can't handle this. You said 3 brothers have a first to die joint life policy covering all 3 of their lives. If Mike dies first, the policy proceeds the policy proceeds will no longer provide insurance protection. Correct. That's because they had a first to die policy and it pays out on the first death. So if Mike is the first of the 3 brothers to die, it will pay out on Mike's death and stop because it has already paid out. It was first to die. It pays out for Mike's death. Any other questions out there? Happy to help. Don't be shy. Really, I mean, we've heard so many different questions from, easy as, hey, I take my test on X day. What should I focus on? To which insurance exam course is right for me? To content questions. We've heard them all before. The only silly question is the one that you don't ask. If you keep that question to yourself and then get to the exam day and realize you should have been a little braver and ask that question, you don't want to get to that point. So just, step up and ask your questions. We're super happy to help. So, I mean, Polo Marvin, you said, how important is the state law study guide? You're in Texas and wondering if gold is enough or should you go with the gold plus to get that state law study guide. So, I mean, that depends on you. Do you have an area where you feel comfortable going to get your state specifics? Because every state has their own numbers. Their own bylaws and regulations around insurance, and they test you on it on this state exam. So if you have an area to get those state specifics, great, go with our standard goal. What I would recommend, though, is that you consider getting the Gold Plus. That way you do get our state exam, our gold course, and then you get our state-specific study guide. And on top of that, you would get the quiz and exam package, which is extra quizzes and exams to test yourself as you're feeling more confident. You can see how you do on those quizzes and then go back and study the areas you feel you need to go back to. But if you do the Gold Plus Live, then you not only get the gold course, that state study guide, you get the quiz and exam package, but then you get all the live classes and live game nights. You're welcome. So let me put this here for you. I already shared it in the comments, but let me repost. So Polo Marvin, here is the link I just put into the comments is gold versus platinum. So that's going to show you a chart and explain the differences between standard gold all the way up through platinum. Just remember, every tier has all the tiers below it. So if you go with gold plus, it has everything gold has and below gold. So if you go gold plus live, it has everything from Gold Plus Live and below. So just the higher you go, you get more and more amenities and accommodations but you get everything before it as well. So even the standard gold has access to the silver and bronze if you would want to look at that. And there's always the chance to upgrade as well. So if you go the gold plus or go with standard gold and think, you know what, I do want that state exam study guide and those extra quizzes, you could always just upgrade from there by paying the difference into the Gold Plus or into the Gold Plus Live. But if you do Gold Plus Live, you get live classes from Melissa, you get live classes from Peter, live classes from myself, and I also host weekly PNC and Life and Health Kahoot game nights and game days that you would have access to if you did the Gold Plus Live. No one's on Facebook again. All right. Back to YouTube. All right. Let's see. Making sure we're not missing anything. So, let's see. Okay. 3 brothers. How important is state law study guide? Okay. So, can't handle this. You said on policy loans, if you defer it out 6 months, does that mean you can wait 6 months before paying it back? So, yeah, you can defer it out. That doesn't mean the interest is deferred out. Interest starts occurring at day one of that loan. But also keep in mind, you're paying yourself back. So, and there's no need to show credit worthiness either. So, you can pay on principal alone, you can pay principal and interest, but remember that interest is accruing until that loan is paid back. But it's borrowing from yourself. So, like I said, in that case, there's no need to prove credit worthiness because you're taking that from your own pot of money. And well, APL, it's not deferred because it's when you miss that payment and it automatically takes from you to make that premium payment. So it's like it's automatic premium loan. So they work a little different. You cannot defer those. Are you okay? So who all needs to sign the application? Are you referring to the three brothers that had the joint life that you asked about? Oh wait, you asked that there too. Okay, so each of the three brothers would have to sign the application for that first to die policy. Yes, the agent's going to sign it when they're filling out the application. The agent's also going to fill out their agent report on the application. The insured or the applicant doesn't see the agent report, but the agent fills that out on behalf of the insurance. On for the insurance company, it's like an extra side of underwriting. As the agent, you are the field underwriter. So there's going to be questions, that you have to fill out for that agent report. But you, as the agent, sign the application, and then each of the three brothers or the insured would sign the application as well. Oh, hi, Michelle. Having state study guide in Texas is worth it. You have the Gold Plus and then upgraded to Gold Plus Live. It's worth it. I would get any package that has the study guide. It contains 30 questions in the Texas test. Michelle, did you take your test already? Can't handle this. So, okay. All right. I thought when I started reading that, I'm like, oh, wait, did she test? But I didn't think you were going to test already. Awesome. Hope to see you in the game this week. Gold, and you take your life Wednesday and health on Friday. Okay. Awesome. Well, we want to wish you all the loves, all the vibes for your test on your exams on Wednesday and Friday. Can't handle this. Let me share you this. I see the number just jumped up on Facebook as well. If you are watching on Facebook, please let us know in the comments on what state you're studying in, which exam you're studying for, and I'd be happy to help you as well. So let me know and I can help. All right. So what was I trying to do? Okay. Mindset videos. So can't handle this. You said you take your test on Wednesday and Friday. Remember to start watch if you haven't done so already. The video I just posted in the comments is the about to study video. Watch that before every single study session. That will help push out the distractions from the outside world so you can get the most benefit from the studying you're about to do. And then on Wednesday and Friday, I want you to watch this pump to pass video. Putting that into the comments now. Awesome. You already passed your PNC. Great. So that's fantastic. Now you just got to get the life and health done. So watch that about to study video before every study session. Watch the pump to pass video before your exam on Wednesday and Friday. That'll help. It's a video where Melissa walks you through just how smart you are, how awesome you are, reminds you of all the hard work you put in, that your pass is coming. You're going to have a wonderful career in insurance. Takes you through some deep breathing. It's a great way to boost that confidence on the morning of your exam. Hi, Ang. Hi, Ange. PNC in Texas. Awesome. Let me know if you have any questions. Awesome, Lewis. Looks like you just signed up for the PNC. That's fantastic. Legacy. I recently immigrated to the U.S., passed your life and health insurance exam with the help of our course and videos. That's fantastic. I love that. I love to hear that. Thanks for reaching out and let us know you got your pass. We love hearing about passing stories. Yay, all the sprinkles, all the loves, all the vibes for you. Extra sprinkles on top. That's awesome. Thanks for, letting us know you passed. That's wonderful. So you can still contribute to that Roth. Depending on the income. I mean, there's some technicalities there. Like traditional, you're not going to contribute past 70 and a half. There's rules against that. Um, but there are, stipulations with the exam. Try not to get into the gray areas of, well, technically this or technically that. A lot of times the exam, you want to go with the cut or dry answer. So as far as the exam goes, you're going to want to say, okay, 70 and a half, there's prohibition there past that. So we're going to say no. But in most cases, like with the exam, just go with the cut or dry answer, not the technicalities. And that's where we caution people to use things like ChatGPT to study, because you may ask a general answer or a question and it gives you the very general answer, or like the open-ended answers on, like, well, this is where it would be covered, this is not. But it's not, ChatGPT isn't understanding you want the exam answer. All right. Okay. Studying, Leslie, you said you're studying PNC in Kentucky. Awesome, Leslie. Thanks for joining in. Do you have any questions, Leslie? And testing on Friday. Keep scoring in the 50s. What should you recommend to bump it up? So, you said you're scoring in the 50s. Is your score going up each time? And are you talking about practice exams? Or are you talking about the real exam? If your score's going up, just continue to do what you're doing. Look at your score sheet. Go back and study the areas where you missed the most points. Some states actually give you a physical number to look at. Like, there's this many questions. You got this many correct. And then you do the math from the total number to the number you got correct. And it gives you the number you missed. Whichever one of those numbers is higher, you're going to want to go back and study, because those are the areas where you have the most points sitting out there open to grab. If you live in a state that doesn't have numbers on your score sheet and it's just a bar graph, the more full that graph is, the more you got correct. So if it's not as full, the graphs that are the least full are the ones you scored the least amount of points in. So you'll want to study the areas that have the least full graph. because that's where your most points are. So pair your score sheet with your state exam content outline. You would search that by searching uh, Texas Property and Casualty Insurance Exam Content Outline, and then pair, because that breaks each of those sections down that's on your score sheet in by specific things that they test on Texas. And that those exam outlines are put out by your state's testing provider. It's not a secret. It's not like somebody went in and put, the cheat code to the exam and it's sneaky and illegal. Those state exam outlines are put out by the testing provider. And it's specific information to what they actually test on. Also, Ange, I want you to think about what it is that's holding you back. Is it that you fear that they're going to pull a job that you were offered when you began this insurance journey? Because there's so many jobs out in insurance. If they want to pull this exam or pull this job offer from you, let them take their job. Maybe that's not the best place for you. Try to tell yourself that you are exactly where you need to be right now. Everything is working in your favor. Okay? Even though it might not seem like it, because you have missed your pass by a few points now, it's okay. Try to take that as just building the character you need to survive in insurance. You're going to get a lot of no's when you're pitching insurance to people. There's going to be some nasty customers, and it's hard sometimes to hear some things that, people that filled out requests for the insurance, how they talk to you when you call them to talk about the insurance that you're calling to talk to them about. So just try your best to, I know it's hard, but you are exactly where you need to be right now. When you pass that test, you'll have an endless opportunity of places you can go for a job within insurance. If you haven't cried yet, to let out that emotion from missing it a few times, let out a cry. We've had someone reach out before and say they've studied, they've gone back and looked at the results of their quizzes and looked at their score sheets, and each time they do a little bit better, but they're still missing the pass. And Melissa said, have you just let yourself feel the feels? And she said, no, I'm trying to be positive and tough. I haven't let myself feel the feels. So Melissa said, hey, go in, take some deep breaths, and if you need to, cry. And the next time you're going to be even stronger when you go take the exam. She went, took the advice that night, did some deep breathing, let out some cries from the emotions of the whole journey so far, scheduled her exam, took it, I think it was the next week, and passed with like crazy flying colors. I mean, she just went from barely passing, almost passing, a few points here, a few points there, to like A+ on the exam. So if that's what you need to do that. All right, let's jump back over to YouTube and see what's going on over here again. You can use ChatGPT to help explain things. 30% is inaccurate and just confuse you. Yeah, budget. I mean, that's something you got to watch for. So when using ChatGPT, just make sure you're prompting it for this exam you're taking, the state you're in, and that you want exam-specific examples for that state. Hi, Fabio. It says, good morning from San Antonio. Awesome, Texas. Just wanted to share with you that I passed your exam. Yes! On Saturday, and all the help from the videos. That's fantastic. We love hearing about passing. Thank you so much for jumping on and letting us know you passed. All the loves, all the vibes to you, all the celebrations. That's fantastic. Um, Love hearing about that. Love hearing it. Thank you so much. So happy you got your pass. The next steps for you. We actually have a sister group. It's not Melissa. It's uh, just someone we send people to, but it's the insurance sales queen. So look up her on YouTube. She's got a website as well. But the insurance sales queen will now take you from, hey, we got you to pass. She helps you go the next step and like find the job and know what the difference is between, or remind you what the difference is in brokers versus captive agencies, the pros and cons of working for each, the different kinds of recruiters you're going to run into um, when you're applying for jobs, the kind of questions to ask in the interview, and just to be ready so you can do your due diligence and get the job you want. So the adjuster's exam is very similar to the PNC. Um, it's like the heart of it is PNC when you take the adjuster's exam, and then there's the adjuster's side. So we do have an adjuster's course. It's adjuster's gold or adjuster's platinum. It's all of our PNC content with someone who's Melissa partnered with does the adjuster side. And she has some adjusters videos and offers adjusters live classes. But that would be how to do to get ready for the adjuster side. And I mean, all of the PNC stuff, at least exam wise, is very fresh right now. You may want to just go tackle that now since you're just done the PNC exam. Where if you wait a few years, yeah, you might be in a good spot because you've had real world insurance experience. But some of that exam specific stuff you may forget. So you may want to just go do that now, and that the adjusters part of the license would just be something making your license even stronger. But so glad to hear that you got your pass, your recent pass as well. That's fantastic. Sorry. Let's check YouTube or Facebook again. You're welcome, Ange. Okay. All right. Can't handle this. She said, life certain, refund annuity, and fixed period all pay beneficiary at time of death, but life does not. What does that mean? I think Melissa had that in her video. So life annuities pay out during the life of the annuitant, of the um, of the person the annuity is on. It pays out during their life. All payments cease at death. Life period certain will pay out during their life, or it can pay out during their life if it starts annuitizing during their life, and will pay out the remaining amount of years that it didn't pay out. So let's say, John Doe has a life periods, life 10-year certain annuity, and it paid out 3 years while he was alive, and then he passes away. Since it was guaranteed to pay out for 10 years certain, it would pay out an additional 7 years because he lived 3 of the 10. Had he lived 10 years when it started paying out and he dies, then it ceases at death because it was his life with at least 10 years certain. It paid out 10 years while he was still alive, so his payments would cease at death. But if it paid out 3 years while he was alive, it would pay out 7 to make up those 10. Refund annuities and the fixed amount are repayment of an amount you put into it. So it's going to pay out back to that amount. And if the annuitant dies before that money's paid back, then that would pay a beneficiary. But life straight, no, it doesn't guarantee money to a beneficiary. It pays out for the life of the annuitant, and that's it. Can't handle this. These are all great questions you've been asking. Someone like you that's asking with all these great questions, I would really recommend you consider investing yourself and going platinum, because then you would have constant access to Melissa and myself. You wouldn't have to wait for us to go live to ask your questions. You're in the texting group. As soon as you come up with one of these awesome questions while you're watching your videos, you jump on the browser on your computer or onto your phone, get into the Telegram app, and ask your questions away. Be a great way to really get a better foundation for what you're learning. Because instead of having to wait with all these questions to get answered, you can almost get immediate. You post that question, Melissa and I see it, we answer it in real time. And I think you did say you have gold already, so what you would do is just in your gold package, there's a link to upgrade, and click on that upgrade button, then find platinum, and you would only pay the difference to upgrade to the platinum. Any other questions out there? Had lots of great stories about people passing today. We've had a few people, ask for pointers on where they should go after missing their pass by a few points. Lots of people asking good content questions today. Remember, the only silly question is the ones that you don't ask. So don't be shy. Ask your questions away. We're here to help you. Yeah, I know. budget. I had my chocolate milk for breakfast, so I'm letting myself, be not so good and drink a Coke before, with my lunch. So, uh, trying to quit the Coke or the pop. See, someone's still out there on Facebook watching. Don't be afraid to ask your questions. Got a number of people on YouTube as well. Um, with that being said, don't miss out on some of our resources. So we do have a great page on YouTube, the Insurance Exam, on Facebook, the Insurance Exam Queen, and then there's an Insurance Exam Queen Facebook study group as well. That's free. Uh, Search the study group, you'll find it, and make sure that you are, read over the rules to join the group. Fill out all the questions when you are asking to join. Um, Fill them in correctly, and that just makes sure you're going to get approved faster. And we don't have to go back and tell you to have to re-answer questions to prove you're real and that you understand what's going on with the group. But there's a great way to post questions in there, see people answer you and that are studying the same thing as you in your states. We've had people join forces and study together, and they met in that Facebook study group. So it's a really cool place. On top of that, we have a YouTube channel with all kinds of great videos that are free to watch on YouTube. Videos of previously recorded classes, little things where it's Melissa and Peter just teaching in front of a camera. It's great. Some recorded game nights are on there. So all great ways to get a polish on what you're learning. And then if you really want to invest in yourself, our courses are not just the videos found on YouTube. They're specific to the gold course or specific to silver. The videos that are in our paid courses aren't just copy and paste from YouTube. They're going to be longer videos. Like Melissa says, she loves to give the example of, she can teach homeowners in 30 minutes and post that to YouTube. Or she can take, close to an hour and a half, 2 hours or more to teach homeowners. And those are the videos that are going to be in gold. They're just so much more detailed, so many more examples and memory tricks and things to focus on versus just giving you a quick example of things. So take advantage of both our YouTube and our Facebook. Any other questions out there? All right. Well, again, I think today was an awesome day. So many stories of people passing their exam. That's wonderful. Um, People investing in themselves and getting the PNC Gold package. That's wonderful. Um, Even the ones that spoke up and said, "Hey, I missed my exam by a few points." Don't worry, you are exactly where you need to be right now. You are well on your way to your pass. I can feel it. It's coming for you. It's going to happen very soon. Um, you're putting in the work. Your pass is coming. You got this. For those of you that are unsure about which package to get, look at those links I do have in the comments for the gold versus platinum. You can look at the chart, find the one that's right for you, and purchase directly from there. And for those of you that are about to test, again, wish everyone all the loves, all the vibes. Extra sprinkles on top to those that are about to take their test this week. Watch that about to study video, everybody. Watch the pump to pass video before you take your exam, the morning of your exam. Trust yourself. You got this. Your passes are coming. Talk to you soon.